and welcome to an episode of Tokyo Reflections with World Athletics and us, the Backstraight Boys and Girl podcast. I'm Claire.
I'm Jodie. I'm Bayo.
And we have been asked somehow to distill our favourite moments from this summer's Olympic Games into just the very highlights. Welcome along. It was always a matter of when, not if, Rojas would break that triple jump record. But I think even the romantics amongst us didn't dare to dream that it would be in the last round of the Olympics with the gold medal in the bag. And so it would just be awful if we didn't talk about it, because I know that we all watched it together.
Yes.
And it was a crowning moment amongst the games.
That is the pinnacle of any sport, but like especially athletics, because they had a world record in the last round, the final of the Olympic Games. I mean, that's literally, you can stop right there and then. That's it. That's nothing else you can do to top that.
It was in the bag. I mean, it was always about her against the measuring stick, against herself, really. Rojas was always going to be the Olympic champion. And at such a tender age as well, it's so easy to forget just how young she is. But it was a matter in which, like, what manner with which she would do it. And good grief, because she fouled on her fifth round, didn't she? And then she headed in for that sixth one, and we were all just holding our breaths.
So, I remember when the first time we saw her, which was probably around 2015,
Yeah.
and we were like, oh, she can break the world record. Yeah. Like, she can jump 16 metres when she sorts that technique out. Now, she hasn't sorted the technique out, but she's still going to break 16 metres.
Totally.
Because she's making that technique work for her, which is, you know, it's... And I remember when we watched it, we were like, oh, because the hop was so big, and we were like, oh! Because, like, it was just phenomenal. She jumped 15:41, I think, in the first round, which is the new Olympic record.
Yeah.
In the second round, she did this massive foul, which was about 15:80, I think. And then she did 14-something. Then she did another foul, which was once again over the world record. So you knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It was just about getting that timing right for her.
Yes, I was going to say.
It's 15:67, which is 17 centimetres over the old world record, which has been around for 26 years. So it really was time that someone came. Because the women's triple jump has, like, in the last few years, been a bit in the doldrums. We're not talking about Queen Cat, who's been phenomenal and has been jumping distances that would have got medals throughout the whole history of the event. But sort of beneath that, you can get into finals with like 40 and 30, 40, maybe slightly less. So to have someone to push the event on, which is what we've needed all this time, and what will happen now is when she starts in it, people will start up in their game. Well, they did.
I
was just going to say that.
Yeah, well, look behind her. Exactly, going after you.
I was going to say Mimona. She jumped her best ever. I mean, even in the first jump was 14:91, and then she jumped 15:01 to get the silver, and then she jumped 14:97, all three better than her previous best, which was 14:75.
Yeah.
Palateri, she broke the national record twice to jump 14:87.
87,
in the end. So overall, it was a really high quality triple jump. I think the 2004, 2008 were really high quality, less so after. But apart from that, it was probably the highest quality triple jump contest ever, at least in for the top three. And just to see that kind of moving on, and it will inspire people to do better, because you're going to have to do better.
Let's just talk a bit, because there's been a lot of discussion about Rojas's middle phase, the step phase.
Do you want the numbers?
Yeah, go ahead.
So that world record was 5:86, 3:82, 5:99.
Now, all of us who don't do the event have always been going, oh, when she sorts that out. And we spoke to the great Fiona May on a podcast a few weeks back, and she was just like, no, do not touch it. It's working. It's working for her. And she explained the technical reasons why. I'm going to botch this. But basically, she said, if you change it, you'll lose the speed that takes you into the jump. Her jump is so big because of the speed she takes through. If she tries to fix the step phase, then the jump will not work. Also, when you look at it, again, I was watching it like a lot of time last night. It's not as bad as it seems. It only looks so bad because the other two either side is like so big, but she actually doesn't. She's not like losing a lot there. I think the thing it feels the jump itself feels like the progression feels weird. No, it doesn't feel that weird. Keep watching.
But historically, you're supposed to have even hop, step, jump, like 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters, like something around that. So to be 2 meters difference is a lot, but it works for her. Yeah. I mean, I personally, as a complete amateur who just watches athletics and has no clue what I'm talking about, would think you could extend that middle phase by 50 centimetres, without losing too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I might be talking total nonsense, but she's definitely got 16 metres in her.
Yeah.
100%.
Also, you've got to, this,
in her.
this is what's incredible. She's 6'4". 6'4".
And at least 5'8" of that is leg.
Yes.
Like she's just built for this event.
Totally. If you think like Blanka Blazic, who we all know was like super tall, she was 6'3" and one of the greatest high jumpers of all time. What if she doesn't?
Well, she started out as a high jumper,
know.
and she was like South American junior champion or something in the high jumper. But I think her best is only 187. I'm sure she could go a lot higher.
She's taller than that.
Yes.
She's actually taller than that. Yeah, look at Queen Cat. They're such compatible. Let's look at the fact that Morgan Lake, when we've spoken to her about where she wants to take her career, Morgan's very open to giving triple jump a go. So clearly that dynamism and also they're such rhythmic events. Clearly they're very compatible.
But then you look at like someone like Yargili Savinio, who was tiny, but she had that kind of bounce that you can't teach. Do you know what I mean? Like she just has that naturally. So it's an interesting event that all different body shapes can take part in.
But like as we were saying again, like she is built for this event. She's so sort of marketable. She's so like now and cool and like what is going on in the sport, you know. So once again, the greatest, most famous athlete in the world doesn't need to be a sprinter.
And you're right, she's so multiple, but also we've touched already in our reflections on the Olympics about what a global Olympic Games it was. That was Venezuela's first ever athletics gold medal. So she's doing...
And who gave her the medal?
Oh, I've missed the ceremony. Who did?
So a bronze medalist from the 1992 Olympics in the women's 400 metres was...
I was literally about to say...
I'm going to pass that
from Colombia. Ximena Restrepo.
Yeah, from Venezuela.
Oh, she not come to Colombia?
No.
Oh.
She's from Venezuela. That was the whole point.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
So once again, we absolutely love that because we love people.
I missed that.
We love appropriate medal ceremonies. It's the fact for me as well. It's just, and we'll talk about this so much across our looking back on the Olympics because Olympics is about moments. And for me, it was the second she touched the sand. And if you watch, she barely even lands in the sand pit. She's straight to her feet, and she knows she's done it.
And who stood right there is Anna Pelletieri, who's a bronze medalist, but was also her training partner.
Yes.
And they were both like, yeah!
And she's just scampering all over the place. Like she's just this hurricane of limbs and this super cool buzz cut that she's got bleached at the moment, just looking like an absolute, like she's genetic ambrosia. She's just the picture of an athlete. She's just bounding around the infield. And you just thought, like, in terms of Olympic moments, it doesn't get much better.
But the same actually happened in the men's javelin. When Chopra let go of the javelin, he didn't even turn around to see what happened. He just turned around and went like that. He knew, like, it was like out of his hand. He knew the minute it left his hand.
And another thing that I just love was obviously Rojas's coach and Pelletier's coach is Ivan Pedrosa, multiple world and Olympic champion at the long jump. In javelin as well, Uwe Holm's a coach, Jan Zalesny's a coach, Boris Henry's a coach. So it's just lovely for us oldies who remember all these people to watch them in the crowd and see them passing it on to new generations.
Rojas will win in Oregon next year, won't she?
Yes.
Is that a fait accompli?
Well, we should never say anything's a fait accompli because, like, Johannes Vetter, for example.
Yeah.
But but certainly she goes in as head and shoulders, well, literally head and shoulders.
I mean, but what's so exciting, like you said, is that actually competition for those medals behind her is only hotting up. And as Brits, we're always keeping a close eye on Naomi Ogbeta, who I think might have got married. She might have a new surname now.
Yes.
But close eyes on her because she's so exciting. And hopefully there'll be a little bit of compression within the ranks and we'll start seeing lots of national records falling. Thanks very much for watching this episode of Tokyo Reflections with us, the Backstraight Boys and Girl podcast. I've been Claire.
I'm Jodie.
I'm Bayo.
If you'd like to listen to the podcast, you can find us on Twitter under the Backstraight Boys, on Instagram, and we have lots of guests, we have lots of chat, we have lots of irreverence, and we get lots of facts wrong.
So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you all in Eugene.